everybody, my name is Steph and I'm here today to tell you all about the wonder that is Yorkshire's rapeseed oil from Wharfe Valley Farms, fantastic oil. Okay, we're going to make a mushroom risotto. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've actually prepped my mushrooms, but I've got a few here left to prep. So let's have a look here. These are what they call oyster mushrooms. These are all different wild mushrooms. Now, if you don't get the chance to go out to the supermarket or to the shops and get wild mushrooms, don't worry. These would work just as well with a flat mushroom, chestnut mushroom, button mushroom. Doesn't have to be anything special, but these, they smell amazing, they look amazing, and what they give me when you prep them is they give me some little bits of stumps of mushroom which are flavour, and that's what I want because I'm making a mushroom stock. So here is my stock pan bubbling away, in goes the mushrooms. Got a few other bits in here. I've got some onion skin. A lot of people just throw that away, but the flavour in that onion skin is gorgeous. Another one, cherry tomato stems, really good, they're going in. And then just a few bits of mushroom, and I've got a few bits of garlic, all that going in as well. Bubble it away for about 20 minutes, and what you end off with is a lovely clear mushroom stock, and that's what I want for my risotto. So I'm actually happy with that now. The flavour is good. I'm going to turn that down. So let's get on with our risotto. Now you can use shallot, but I've got here an onion which I figured most people will have in their larders. We're going to pop the onion down on the bench. We're going to hold it nice and firm, make your hand a bit like a bridge because that gives you control, and then using the tip of your knife, nice and steady, hold it steady, slice right down the middle, and you end off with your onion looking like this with the two bits, the root. That's what we want to keep the onion all together. Hand like a claw, and using the tip of the knife again, straight down, nice and steady, moving your fingers as you do it, nice and steady. Happy with that. So my onions are sliced, but look at that, they're all together. There's no mess on the bench. We've not got anything going on there. Now we're going to use the tip of the knife, and we're going to rock the knife like this. When you chop an onion, your knife should never leave the bench. So chopping that down, and you guessed it, there's no waste, straight in the stock pot. Last few bursts of flavour. I think when you make something like a risotto, having a really good stock makes all the difference, it really does. Onions are chopped, that's looking good, but that's not enough, we need more than that. We've got here some garlic. Let's sort this out. So I'm going to go with 3 cloves of garlic. Going to keep the knife nice and flat, bash it down once, and what that does, look at the juice on the knife there. What that does is it's releasing the juice out of your garlic, so it gets nice and juicy. Okay folks, so our prep is done, our stock is ready, our mushrooms are prepped. Let's get going. So on with this, we've got our pan nice and hot because this is the good stuff. Well, they're both good stuff. Getting frowned at here. They're both good stuff, but this is the special stuff. This is the top drawer. We're going to use that later. Because now we're just frying our onion. Frying our onion nice, hot, steamy. In goes the onion and the garlic together. We've got here some nice fresh bay leaf as well. Why not? You actually don't want the onion to cook all the way through because we're making risotto and it's going to be in the pan for a while longer. Here's my risotto rice. I'm using Alborio risotto rice. There's different types, but I'm just going to pop, I'd say, a little bit more. That's half a packet of Alboria rice. About 500 grams rice, I think, something like that. So 250 grams rice. And look what's happened. All the oil is soaked into the rice beautifully. That's what we want. The onions are sweated off with the garlic, ready for a little schluck of white wine. Be rude not to. In it goes, and we've got that sizzle, folks. That's what we want. A little tip for you now is to pour that in and just keep stirring. They say that a good risotto should be stirred practically all the time, but once it's cooked, you barely stir it at all. So it's hard work while you're doing it, but the reward is there. Our white wine has reduced down, and we're now ready to start adding our mushroom stock. So bring the stock to the pan, just add a couple of ladles at a time, and we're stirring that in. And what we want is that steam to go up the sides of the pan, and some of it will fall back into the pan. And we're ready now to fry off our mushrooms and to get our cherry tomatoes in the oven. Okay folks, so I've gone with some cherry tomatoes on the vine. I'm going to use some of the rosemary oil. So just drizzle a bit of that on there over the cherry tomatoes. I'm just going to pop those in the oven like this. I'm going to add one more thing. It's something that chefs have been doing for a long time. If you've never seen this before, it really is quite good fun. I've got here some Parmesan cheese. Get the stuff with the rind on, the real stuff. And I've grated it using a microplane or a fine grater. So there's lots of tiny shards of Parmesan in the bowl. And the rind, don't worry about the rind. As long as you remember to take it out, you can use the rind a bit like a tea bag when you make a risotto. All it is doing is adding a lot of flavour. And that rind, I promise you, will be there when we finish. We'll still find it. Just got to remember it's in there, along with the bay leaf. So our grated cheese, all we're going to do with this is pop some of it onto the tray. I'm using a rubber mat, or some people call them magic carpets or silpat mats. As a chef, we use these a lot. Just means you don't have to mess about with paper, and you can use them again and again and again. So, that cheese, I've just lightly sprinkled, and I've done it so much that it just clings together. That's going in the oven. Okay, so our risotto is bubbling away. We're, I would say, a good halfway there. The secret is not to throw all the stock in at once, because you'll overcook the rice, and your rice should have a little bite to it. They call it al dente, should always be al dente. So, here's our mushrooms. So we're looking here, we've got little fun chestnuts. We've got the big king oyster mushroom, which always is very impressive. Shiitake mushroom, which you must nip the stem off, because they are very rubbery. And these are called oyster mushrooms. These are lovely little feathery mushrooms. Hot pan. I'm going to pop a little bit of the truffle in my mushrooms, I think. You're rude not to. Want to use that truffle in there. So, our shiitake mushrooms, I'm going to pop those in. They are just broken gently into pieces, like that. No messing. In they go. They're the ones that are the hardest to cook. Then we've got our king oyster. Very impressive. I'm going to pop that in as well. I'm going to leave some of those nice big flecks in there. In goes some oyster mushrooms and our chestnut mushrooms. And look at this, folks. Our stock is telling us it needs more liquid. It's singing. Once it starts to sing, get some more in. In with our chestnut mushrooms and put these straight into my risotto. Risotto looking good. Mushrooms are frying away nicely. They're looking good. The smell in here, the mushrooms and truffle oil. Whoa. Smelling good. Our cherry tomatoes, I think they're pretty much ready. They're soft. They've all clinged to the vine. They've not fallen off the vine. They're looking good. Let's take out our crisp. That you'll see in a moment. So we used a rubber mat on purpose. The rubber mat really helps When you peel off the crisp, you end up with something that's razor thin and very crisp. Okay folks, so the rind is out and it's gone soft and squidgy, and all that extra Parmesan flavour has gone into here. We've got some Parmesan cheese. We want to add that in because this is a decadent dish. Out comes the bay leaf. Now is the time not to stir too much. So I'm happy with that. You can't really press it into a shape. It should fall in. That's what we want to see. And remember, this risotto we're making with Wharfe Valley rapeseed oil. We've not got any butter in there. Lovely way of doing it. Something a bit different. Right folks, I hope you've enjoyed this, and yeah, keep watching. There's other chefs. Go and watch Julia's video. Go and watch Radek's video. They're fantastic.